This is a place called Caxton Moats. It's in Cambridgeshire. It's described as a fortified manor house. Definitely a fortified manor house, not necessarily a castle. As you can see, it is a massive site. Sadly, it's not accessible, and I'm certainly not going to wander on there. If it's not accessible, there's no permission. If I knew who owned it, I certainly would have asked permission. It says it's a conservation area, but as you can see, the earthworks are pretty impressive, and it does cover quite a substantial site. Waterlogged. You can see why it's called the moats. It does have massive earthworks. It certainly would have been an impressive fortified site. We are in quite a low-lying area as well. It is very windy. You can certainly see the size of those earthworks there. It's a bit of an odd place to be. There's no church nearby, which is normally a good indicator of where a site would be quite often. As you can see by the landscape around, not going that way, very wet and muddy. We are in a very low-lying area, but not all castles and fortified places were on hills. It would have been easy to defend, but you need one thing, and that's water. Even, I'm not talking about necessarily a well to drink out of, which is very important, but as you can see, this place utilises water for its defences. And you don't normally get water like that on the top of a hill. So for a place like this, the water down here in this valley would have been quite important. As you can see, the area that we're in, very lucky today. It's forecast rain, but it's been a very windy day, but a very dry so far. Not wanting to jinx my janks there by saying that, but sadly it's another one of these places that's not open to the general person wandering about, but heavily overgrown. I suppose in some ways that would protect these areas, but in others they don't. Important archaeological areas like this, I mean, they're left to get heavily overgrown like this, and eventually, I mean, they've been around 700 years maybe in some cases. Another 700 years, will they still be here? Will there be any form of access at all? Probably not. You can see it's taken me quite a while to walk round to the even part of the other side. And we are very low in the valley here. There are footpaths to get to this place, so it's not a trespassing issue. There's bridleways and footpaths. As you can see, it's suddenly become very windy, so my camera's going to get very noisy. But here's the other side of it. So that is quite an impressive looking. It's worth a little wander down here to have a look, even though you can't get onto it all. But that's Caxton in Cambridgeshire.